Hello and welcome to Team Fortress TV. We're here for the ETF2L Season 20, powered by TT Esports Premiership Week 1 fixture between Lego and Knutsson Rollerbladers. This is Admirable. I'm joined tonight by Ryushi. Long time no see, my man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it's good for the viewers to hear someone else who isn't Sideshow for once. Sideshow, I think, winning the record for most matches casted in a row there, recently.
Well,
So,
he is the second best caster in Europe, right?
oh yeah, absolutely, definitely the second best.
Even
I'd
when
say.
he's not here, I've got to mention that. I just can't help myself. I'm just a petty man. We do have Dashner on the camera tonight, and guys, he rushed back from, I think he was like in surgery in a hospital or something. I might be exaggerating, but he's probably bleeding out as we speak. But he is manning the camera and doing a great job. Hopefully, this game will be really quick, so he doesn't actually die. Chances are it will be. We've got the second place team from last season's Knutsson Rollerbladers, aka BK. They've had a change to the roster. Zappis is out, Stark is in on Roamer, and potentially an upgrade there. A very intelligent and capable player. Then on the other side, it's going to be Lego, who were the last team to qualify for the Premiership. So, your bottom place team here. Although they didn't actually play against C play, so maybe you could argue that they're tied for 7th and 8th there, but they've had some changes from the roster of old, the old super defensive Lego, so I'm not going to make any assumptions here or criticize them too harshly based on that. I'm going to give them, a new chance. It's a clean slate here, but one thing I will say, Ryushi, is that their medic beater couldn't make it tonight, so they've got Lulu, Russian medic, girlfriend of Bash, in to play medic. I think this could be her Premiership debut. Big question mark there.
Yeah, I think that's going to be interesting. But please, tell me more about Lego, because last time I saw Lego, they were destroying in Div 1, off-classing. At least I think they were destroying, but they were all off-classing. They had the full Danish roster with Natural and Zen, I think, and they were playing really well. And then, but it seems to me, they've got Josh, they've got Sorex. Josh is Irish, I'm fairly certain, since he's got the IO tag. Sorex is Italian. So, what sort of thing is this, like, the changing comms going to do? Because I'm guessing they're coming in English now that, unless Josh and Sorex both speak Danish.
I would be surprised if that were the case, but yeah, it'll definitely be English comms. I'm not really sure how that change is affected. I know Dr. Phil speaks excellent English anyway. I've never really played much with Krizzle or Helberg. I know Beater speaks good English too, so like the Danes are like incredibly smart as a nation of people anyway. I'm sure they can handle that. But what the roster changes do bring with Sorex on Scout, like he is just an absolute relentless killing machine. Like sometimes he's going in and giving away these easy deaths, but he is a real powerhouse on Scout. I'm sure, like if you think back a few seasons ago when Zen was playing Scout, he was too. But Sorex is at least a worthy replacement. And was he Highlander Scout of the season? Definitely capable. So that he's going to be partnered by Helberg on Scout. On Roamer, you still have Krizzle, who I think is the weakest player in the team, except for the fact that Lulu's working tonight. You got Josh playing Pocket. Now, he played for Hello Kitty Ninjas last season as Roamer, but I rate him highly. He's probably the best Irish player right now, which is, a great achievement.
Well, I can't really think of any other Irish players, so it's not that big of an achievement. Oh wait, you. Oh, but you're the worst medic in Premiership. What? Yeah. 15 seasons running. So I don't think you really count.
I'm not actually playing at the minute either. That's why I was excluding myself.
Okay.
Obviously,
I think even if you included yourself, he's still the best Irish player.
He has to beat me MGE 1v1 to claim the crown. I'm still a better soldier than he is, but he's pretty good.
It's fine, it's all fair.
You're going to have Dr. Phil on Demo Man, and as I mentioned, Lulu on Medic. I'll give you a quick roster rundown on the BK side as well. It's going to be Knutsson, the titular Knutsson playing Medic, Rib on Demo Man, Amps on Pocket, Starkey, the new addition, playing Roamer, and Zebasai and Hair P on Scout. There was talk about maybe Zebasai playing Roamer or Stark playing Scout. Obviously, Stark has a long experience playing Scout too, but it seems to be that they've practiced with this setup so far in the preseason, and it served them pretty well. They narrowly lost out to Reason Gaming in that show match. It was 2-1 over a best-of-3 series, so they're definitely capable. But Zebo and Stark, you know, there's a lot of potential there. They're both like incredible on Soldier and Scout, so they could see some switch up. But Zappis left of his own accord. He was sort of a little tired of TF2, or was really enjoying streaming CSGO, and he seems to have decided to give that a try for a while. There was a possibility he was going to murk tonight. Earlier on, Knutsson messaged me to say that Amps couldn't make it, but then he messaged me again later to say he was going to be here. But we have just gone live.
We're going to have to interrupt you here, Admirable, as we have gone live for the first official game in ETF2L Season 20 Premiership Division between the Knutsson Rollerbladers on blue and Lego on red. Admirable, take us through this first middle.
I'm watching Dr. Phil as he comes out and gets absolutely smashed by Rib. He's down in the valley with 50 HP. His team need to go in here and create some space, but Rib is just continuing to pump out damage on other targets. Stark jumps in and draws a lot of attention away. Knutsson's going to go down though. Josh going in and getting that medic pick. Hams is coming forward though. He will avenge his medic kills off Josh. Lulu is backing off now, the last person alive. Meanwhile, on the flank there, Herp killed off Hellberg and is now coming in on main, chasing through that roller door, trying to chase down Lulu. Gets her to 40 health before Crizzle denies him with a rocket there, Ryushi.
Yeah, that was a really pretty straightforward middle from BK. You know, the good aggressive bombs from AMS and Stark seem to work out pretty well. AMS getting some good cleanup in the enemy choke. So, pretty standard middle for BK. Doesn't really show off anything that Lego or BK are doing, but pretty good right now. But I have just noticed the crits up on Knutsson, so, you know, he's prone to dropping from what I remember of last season. I don't know if that's changed in the off season, any practice they might have had over Christmas, but with this crit streak it makes it even more likely that he might drop. But AMS pretty strong as a crit, so let's see what's happening. Josh jumps in super aggressively onto them, doesn't manage anything. Crizzle, where was Crizzle? Was he behind? He was. I've just seen his dead body. What?
His last rocket, a rocket from beyond the grave there. He skip jumped in, hit him with one, and then reloaded another. Managed to kill off Knutsson. Now Lego are trying to play around Lulu here in the house, but they've been sort of forced back a little bit. Phil is doing big damage here, and Sorex with the cleanup. This combination played together for Stacked in Highlander Premiership, so they've got good teamwork here. Sorex got a pistol down Rib as Lego weather that storm. As soon as BK lost the medic, they just went full retard there. They tried to get the counter pick onto Lulu, but they didn't get it, and now Lego sitting with a strong position here. They've got uber advantage and they're about to take control of Spire, but it looks like a forward hold from BK here, Ryushi.
Yeah, I mean, that is the right decision to go and try and pick the enemy medic, but they just seem to sort of go in one by one there, and it just wasn't going to work. And now with this big forward hold from BK, Sorex is going to go down in the lobby. You say he was super aggressive, and he shows it off right there, just walking into all of the spam. And now, well, Lulu's got this got a full Uber advantage, 25% Uber advantage. They're actually going to push in straight through main. Maybe not to go for the last point. I mean, they totally could. There's nothing on last point. Okay, now the blue players start to get back, but they could have just rushed that scout in. I think that was Hellberg, and rushed straight for the point. I think he would have got it before the blue players even managed to get there from BK.
But yeah, he would have at least drawn them onto the point, but he decided to run up the stairs from main and go for a frag on a soldier, a one-on-one which he actually lost in the end up. And now Lego are really close to this uber charge. Zebasai taking all the flashes here, and he's going to be able to force the suicide on Josh, and now he's chasing Lulu from the valley. That's where the communication of a merc sometimes comes into play, and she wasn't able to get her
There was
team
almost
to come
a
and save
backup
her
by
in
Crizzle
time.
there. Oh,
What?
that was so close. That was so close. He almost got that, and Stark just fragging him right at the end. But what that has done by Crizzle is pulled the entirety of BK all the way back onto their last point, and that's allowed, because if he hadn't have done that, I think BK would have been able to push all the way out right there. But now with Lego, they're still aggressing onto that last point. There is a forward hold once again from BK, but we've got to be careful. If anyone slips in behind, that point is still over halfway cap. That's like, what, a 2-second cap time for a scout, I think? That's not very much. They've got to be really careful here. They're looking to hold and stay in the top lobby. I've actually just noticed Rib running the grenade launcher, the cannonball thing. I can't remember its name. And they actually Uber out onto Grey Bridge. Try and force... what? Starkey from behind gets himself a triple kill. Rib cleaning up. Starkey with 4 kills onto Sorex. The only one dead is Zebasai. Can Starkey find himself another one onto Crizzle? No, Crizzle manages to jump away. Where did he even come from?
He just went all the way through the valley there, I think, and came up behind him. And like the crucial information there is that BK know that Hellberg is an incredible sniper, and they heard him with let on off one shot, so they flanked around. Here he is in the respawn, going to get 2 headshots. Rib and Stark go down, but like that was a masterful play there by Stark, getting his combo to Uber out so they couldn't get picked by the sniper, and him coming in from behind, like just the classic pincer maneuver there. But Hellberg on the respawn gets 3 frags anyway. Lego are just millimeters away from capping that point. They're going to get on it right now with Sorex, and even though that was a really smart team play there by BK, the individual performance of Hellberg was enough to just shut down their aggression, and they ended up getting pretty much wiped there.
Yeah, they got completely destroyed coming through that choke.
Hellberg in the qualifier game he played Viaduct, he was like absolutely insane. He just destroyed Team Colon Slash, didn't have an answer for it, and we've just seen it again, just a glimpse there. But here comes the Ubercharge up top with Lego. They're facing off Herpes Pyro, and there's no flash there from Lulu onto Phil. Rib with the cannonball is going to shut down Dr. Phil despite them having Uber, so Herpes and Rib combining for a great defense up there. Pyro and Demoman still alive, and that cannonball spam is going to catch Hellberg. Josh goes down to Stark in the lobby, or up top. I've lost it. Oh, he was bottom right there, but they're backing out now. The Lego push has well and truly failed, and they're about to face an Uber from Amps and Knutsson here, Ryushi.
Yeah, and I think this is a fantastic position. Hellberg is still running that sniper, so if they try and push out onto the second, Hellberg, he doesn't manage to get out into choke in time, and now it's really dangerous for him to poke his head round through that choke. But they know he's on sniper. They saw him just there, scouted. What just happened? Crizzle and
Herpes hit like this straight up air shot onto or Crizzle hit one onto Herpes like in mid-air, and then cratered himself into the ground, but Herpes was just like an inch too high above the point, and he cratered himself on the point, but they did get the cap anyway. But nice trade there, at least for Crizzle.
Ubers are going to come in aggressively onto the enemy train from BK, and it gets countered pretty quickly. And now Knutsson might get caught out here. He does take a lot of damage. He does manage to pick up that health pack and get himself away, though. No frags from either team just yet, except from Crizzle getting picked up by Rib, who I think had a little sticky trap round choke when they tried to chase. They're actually going to come in off this. There's a scout coming in from behind them. I think that's going to be Zebasai here. Gets in through. He's onto their demo now. He's going to choose to just sort of put some spam out, buy some space for his team. Stark comes in from the behind and picks up Lulu. And now they're just going to get some couple of clean-up frags. The soldier jumps in. Josh gets air shot there. I'm pretty sure he did. Look like, I don't know what by or who by. Herpes picks up the frag, but definitely looked like an air shot from the fact that he was just sort of hovering in midair for a good 2 seconds.
I give credit on that one to Amps. But again, like a nice pincer type play there from BK. They had their flank coming in behind. They were on the Lego train before they even realised. And outplayed again. Look at this, Hellberg coming in from behind, getting the force on main, but his team are currently a player down. Sorex is going to be up in 8 seconds. Josh is fighting off against AMS here. Josh kills off both soldiers, crushes Amps and Starkey, but there's no one on the point to block, so that was perhaps a missed opportunity there from Lego. Great work by their pocket soldier though. That will be 1-0 BK. 22 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock. We're going to go to the second middle here. Ryushi, who are we watching?
Well, I'm watching Rib completely decimate the rollout right there. He gets to mid so much quicker than Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil not even bothered, but he gets launched forward by a really nice rocket from Crizzle, and then the follow-up to just completely destroy him. Starkey does frag Dr. Phil, but gives up his life for it. And now, you know, with 2 down for BK, this is looking dangerous. Crizzle goes down, so that's 2 down for each team, the Roma and the Demo. Now they need to start getting some frags. Zebasai trades with Josh, and you know, this is just an all-out fight. Hellberg goes down, Herpes goes down. It's just AMS and Knutsson versus Sorex and Lulu. Who has the bet at the end? It looks like Lego are going to give this up. I think they could have gone for that, you know. Scout versus Soldier on an open, sort of flat, level playing field. They could take that. I would take
the Scout there. You got the little just to jump around the train and stuff. You have to hit the big rockets, but the problem was, I think, just the lack of chemistry with this Merc Medic. Lulu went one way, Sorex went the other, and even during that fight on middle, at the very sort of middle stage of it, it's 4-on-3 in favour of Lego, but Lulu wasn't healing the players in the fight, so they just got picked off one by one. But if they'd taken that team fight a little better, it would have gone well for them. But look at BK coming in, they've Ubered here. Zebo's already in the lobby, has killed off Lulu, and Amps is going to follow up through the lower right hand side, gets the pick onto Phil, but BK have lost a couple of players here. I feel like Lego could definitely contest this Spire issue.
Yeah, that was a really questionable push from BK. Like they pushed in through what's it called, resupply, and Knutsson just sort of walked past the rocket, the soldier that he knew was in resupply, while the soldier's firing rockets at him. So Knutsson gets like forced really early. Lego, as you say, aren't actually going to push the Spire, although I do agree, I think they could have done, maybe Sorex and Hellberg going down right there at the end probably stops them from doing that, but, you know, BK, now they're pushing, Hellberg once again picks up the sniper rifle, so it's going to maybe force BK to Uber early, although they don't exactly have a advantage, as Knutsson and Lulu both died and both came up at about the same time. Now BK start to move in, they're in the lobby right now, looking to move up into top lobby, and, you know, I mean, this is dangerous, you know? If there's some really good sniper sightlines from up top, and if Knutsson had, you know, walked across there while Hellberg was looking, I'd bet on Hellberg hitting that shot. They're actually going to get super aggressive. Lulu's already got the super there, but they're pushing in. They've forced them back, and they've forced them onto the Uber, onto the point. Lulu has to pop off Uber really early, and now BK are able to pop this off, and they're just going to like rush onto the point. Surely they have the high ground, they have an Uber advantage. They've got still a couple of seconds. Hellberg and Josh, the only ones left alive. Josh is going to fall now, and Hellberg soon after. And that brings us to 2-0 for BK. A really nice play from them. They got so aggressive when they still only had 90%.
Yeah, that was all Stark. Like, they just walked up to the window and looked in and saw that Phil was on the right-hand side and the left was totally open. So they just went in with 2 soldiers, top left, and pushed them back there, and were able to get in for free, essentially. Like, a bit short-sighted by Lego, but we're going to the third middle here. Dr. Phil's coming out of house, eating a sticky early from Rib. He's already down to half health. And Zebo knows Phil's weak. He's thinking of going forward. Actually, it's Stark who's going in for the kill. He does get Dr. Phil. Rib onto Lulu as well. 2 big kills immediately from BK as they kill off Demo Man and Medic. We're going to see Crizzle's bomb unaffected there. Ineffective, in fact. Starky does go down eventually, but BK looking strong here. There's a little bit of resistance being put up by Sorex and Hellberg from that forward resup. And they're at least spotting out the combo, so they now know that the BK push is coming in from the yard area. They're moving forward past the Spire now, bringing Amst on the low ground as Rib just controls that balcony. It looks like Knutsson wants to climb up top. Dr. Phil's going to jump in and try and carpet bomb the Spire, but he's just making a distraction for Josh. The cab comes in. They haven't actually... Oh, they got the frag onto Rib there. They forced the Uber as well. Lulu runs in behind to try and catch up with Josh. She's down as low as 20 health here. She's moving back towards last. A scout peeks in there, could have ran in and gone that medic pick, but Josh is going to get that shotgun frag onto Zebosai, having just killed off Hair P as well, so a real opportunity now for Lego to make a play, a push out here perhaps.
Yeah, Josh playing really well in these defensive situations where he finds himself just trying to defend his medic from aggressive players, and I think this must be like the 7th or 8th time he's just got the pick on them and then just sort of escapes with low health just to get healed back up by his medic because he's protected them. Hellberg's actually picked up the sniper rifle, and Zebasai's picked up the sniper rifle. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong team colours there, and he's sniping from Chick, trying to get a pick using that sightline in out onto balcony. And Crizzle playing with fire here. You know, Zebasai perhaps not quite as good as Hellberg, but still a pretty prolific sniper. You definitely shouldn't underestimate him, and I think that threat is just sort of panicked Lego a little bit. They don't look to push out. They're trying to forward hold, but they definitely don't want to push out against a really sort of defensive hold from BK. They could definitely get some space here, especially if they've got Uber advantage, or at least they did have Uber advantage. It's basically gone now.
They could have just taken a page from the BK playbook there. Like you saw whenever they were facing a sniper, they just Ubered it immediately from the roller door, jumped their demo and their shoulders straight to choking. Even if you don't get the kills, you at least buy enough time for your scouts to cap Spire, but they decided to sit here and try and abuse the fact that the sniper isn't really good at close range, so they're holding close up top. But Zebasai is moving forward here. He sees these rollers, he's going to try and peek here. Sorex already gets a frag onto Stark, but Zebo's looking for that medic pick, but Lulu's all the way back on last. Zebo's close here, he's taking a lot of spam down at 40, but nobody chases, and they have allowed BK to move back outside. But like, this is a losing proposition here for Lego. They're trying to play smart, they're trying to, you know, put BK into a bad place when they push forward, but BK don't need to push. They can just sit here for the remaining 16 minutes and 25 seconds and they win. Like, they're winning right now. Lego are the ones who need to make the play.
Yeah, well, see, this was the problem with the old Lego. They were way too passive, way too defensive. You know, with F2 leading them, they were very, like, well, as I say, passive and defensive. And you said you were hoping that Josh and Sorex brought a little bit more aggression to this team, but at the moment they don't seem to be showing it. Maybe that's something they should do. Hellberg picks up the sniper rifle to defend last, but I mean, what's that going to accomplish unless he manages to get a big drop onto Knutsson?
You're going to see Sorex trade with Zebo.
They actually want to come in with the Ubers here from top. Sorry to interrupt, but It's going to be Starkey picking off Krizzle over on the left-hand side. So already this has been a fantastic Uber for BK. They've got a trade, they've got a frag. They could just push straight back in here if they want to. Starkey gets picked off, but he gets 2 kills in that entire play over on the left-hand side. Starkey playing an absolutely fantastic roaming game so far in this first sort of 15 minutes of the game. And now they're 3 down. They could just rush straight onto the point. Yeah, Knutsson, you know, goes straight onto the point, tanks the sticks, and just caps the point out there. Really nice play from BK. They trade the Ubers. Stark gets himself 2 frags over on the flank. Comes straight back in. What more can you want?
Yeah, the story of that round really, like Lego just forfeiting their Uber advantage and backing off to their own last, but eventually losing to the superior BK push. We're going to go to the 4th mid 3-0 BK here on the first map, Badlands. Starkey's going to jump behind onto the BK balcony. He's going to jump back to his own side as well, regrouping with his team here after Dr. Phil has gone down to Rid. Sticky Zebasai finds Krizzle, the roaming threat's eliminated, but Sorex is coming up from underneath. He's run into Herp though, and his team have all turned around. They know that scout threat is behind them, but they are in 2 minds here. Half the team's going back for the frag. They kill Sorex, and now they're going to push forward here. BK not taking any risks, wanting to clean up those players behind, and straight onto the Spire. Lego not in a position to contest here, and it looks like they're going to be sitting back on last and hoping that they can produce a good defense again. But if Starkey keeps finding these multiple frags single-handedly on the flank, they're going to continue to struggle.
Absolutely. I mean, he's just playing so well right now. I actually want to watch his point of view. I've been sort of watching the combos a bit, but I really should switch on to him, especially for these middles. He's playing really aggressively at middle. I think he's picked Dr. Phil like every single middle as well. They're actually going to double scout Uber in through the top right-hand side onto the thing. They don't find any frags, but they're not going to get anything done. Now that Uber switches over onto the left-hand side, maybe they've left AMS out to dry right there. Josh gets the frag on him, but they pick up Sorex on the other side. Rib also down. This is a big situation for Lego here. If they can get another couple of kills, maybe on these scouts, Herp goes down. Zebasai was maybe caught out on the balcony. Yes, he is going to go on a one-on-one against Hellberg if they can get any help. No, Hellberg takes him down. That's 4 down for BK. Now they just need to cap this point and keep pushing forward.
Yeah, Lego.
Absolutely really good defensive hold from them. I don't know what Knutsson was doing. You know, he started to take the scouts in over on the left hand, over on the right hand side of top right of last. Through the top push, but then he sort of switched over and took AMS in for like half an Uber. It just didn't work. Double soldier bomb in through choke. They're going to find Dr. Phil. Lego in a dangerous situation. They're going to be fighting over this Spire. Stark is going to be going down, so that's 1 for 1, but with that demo still up from Rid, they can get such huge damage over the point. Josh goes down, Lulu makes a run for it. Hellberg's going to pick up Zebasai, but in fact, Lulu comes back in. This is a dangerous situation for her. There's going to be a soldier jump forward from BK. What is happening? This Uber gets popped off, but it's only on Rib, and there's 4 players. They all just disappear completely, and BK have got to run. What happened there, Admirable? It looks so good for BK.
Lulu coming out at the right time, like, definitely needed to be there healing her team. They were able to sort of outnumber and overwhelm the BK players, and his only choice was to pop there. So they did Uber and they backed out. They knew they were in that sort of horrible death canyon there beside the Spire where it's just so many failed pushes have ended, but they managed to get out and stay alive here, and this is key. They have 6 players up right now. They might be at Uber disadvantage, but they can definitely force Lego to pop on entry. Lulu will pop. Phil and Josh trying to launch themselves forward, and BK will be happy with this result. This is all they wanted. They wanted to get that force, but Stark's on the back cap. They're thinking of going into block here. Herp stands on the point and turns them all around as a Rib, and Zebasai come pouring forward across the point, and that's the sort of play that BK love to make. This just catching teams in when they're complacent. It's like, oh, they definitely won't push now. Like it happened to them at Choke, and it just happened to them in the middle. And they need to be more aware that BK love to make these plays. They just play with buffs and go. They don't need Uber. They just like to play outside of those Uber situations. They love to get aggressive, and Lego need to realise that sooner rather than later. And they're about to lose another point here as Zebasai just comes running in bottom right. Everyone's looking forward, but Zebasai's too quick on the point. Nobody can step down there to block him. That's going to be 4-0 to Knutsson Rollerbladers. Lego with a mountain to climb here and 11 seconds left. Ryushi.
Yeah, absolutely. Just some heads-up play from the flank from BK, really playing really well around their buffs. And we go once again into this middle Rib. Once again, getting super aggressive, already standing on that point. Herp and Knutsson are actually going to fall. Sorex with a really nice flank there, coming out underneath, just taking down Knutsson, but they lose 2 for it. Can BK stay in this? They've lost. No, they lose everyone else. Lulu's the only one left alive. Is she going to get chased down? Yes. AMS gets her with the shotgun. I mean, they lose Knutsson, but they make up for it with a full 6-man wipe there. And just going to be an easy middle. AMS actually on 2 HP from the end of that middle. So he's going to meet up with Lulu, get those crit heals up, and sorry, meet up with Knutsson. I'm getting confused here. Meet up with Knutsson, get those crit heals up, and well, Knutsson's going to have a big Uber advantage here.
I'm more interested to hear about Amps and Lulu's rendezvous. You know, do you know something I don't know?
I'm not saying anything here. You know, I'm just saying Finland's closer to Russia than Germany is, right? Nothing more than that.
Don't get you know, cold feet here, guys. Stay with us. There is the possibility of a Lego comeback, but more than that, there will be a second map coming up as well. It's going to be Process, as this is a week 1 Badlands and Process. Right now, though, BK with a commanding lead and a slight Uber advantage here. So if they push immediately and bring in their scouts, they can cover that distance. Maybe assassinate Lulu before she gets her charge. It's about 5% here. I'm told they're going to change server. BK coming in now. They've traded Ubers here. I'm getting messages that servers may be changed, but right now the game continues and BK are getting ready for the repush. Rib with a couple of big pipes spammed up there, taking health off Josh and Lulu, but the fight is being fought on the flank here. Zebasai's come in from behind and found Dr. Phil cowering behind the point. He's going to slay him. He's looking for another frag, but Helberg will deny him. Rib still poking in from main here. Knutsson and Rib single-handedly trying to take this fight. Rib with frag after frag. Who says the stickies are nerfed? Rib's gonna jump on the point. He's forcing everybody down there. Knutsson's popping off the arrows. They're trying their hardest to get this, but I think that push has just fizzled out. The respawns are coming in though, Ryushi.
I think we need to be watching Herpes' camera right now as he's coming in. He's looking for that back cap. Is he going to try for it? He's not. He gets found out, seen by the demo, and sort of backs himself out without taking any damage. I thought he was going to go for that then. There was only a couple of stickies right at the front of the point. He could have tried for it, but ends up deciding not to. Helberg's picked up the sniper. No, I say that. Dr. Phil gets picked off here. They're going to be Ubering in through the top left-hand side. They're just going to rush a couple of players straight onto the point. They're going to have 4 or 5 players on the point. Everyone just goes down. Stark also picking up a sniper rifle, getting that final kill onto Lulu, and that is going to be 5-0 GG. Man, that was pretty quick. It's not quite what I expected. I thought Lego were going to be a little bit more strong contender on this map.
Yeah, they are playing with a merc boat.
Oh yeah, true.
Like, I know Beater is also a new medic with no Prem experience, but I don't know how much the team have played with Lulu. Big question mark there for me. We'll take a look at the logs here. We are going to be changing server as well, so I guess I need to do something about that. Here you go, Dashner. I've got logs for you, baby. Put them in Mumble. You can look at them too, Ryushi.
Okay, thanks.
We got logs for everyone. Put them in Twitch chat too. Spreading the love here. A lot of the time the logs from a 5-0 don't tell you much, but it did at least take 20 minutes. Looking at the damage there, you got Amps far ahead, over 100 damage per minute ahead of the next player who was in fact Sorex.
Really? Wow, okay. That's not something you see very often.
It's a bit strange. Usually see Zebasai up there with 300 damage per minute, but he's got a lot of deaths. We saw him getting shut down by Josh a lot in the early part of the game before it seemed to run away from Lego, but looking at the damage stats, you know, and the frags, it's a lead for BK. As you would expect, it's 5 mids as well, so that's a big problem for Lego. Tell me what you see here, Ryushi, while I try and set up the new STV.
Well, what I see is both demos sort of nearing the bottom half of the damage table. I'm not quite sure what was going on there. I know Rib was doing work, but it seems like he should have got a lot more damage than that. Same for Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil, from what I remember of in previous seasons, you know, when they're in Prem, when they were winning Div 1, he's not the fastest demo, he's not the most mechanically apt demo, but what he is he's incredibly solid and just puts out damage after damage after damage. And yet here, you know, he's second from bottom in terms of damage and dying a lot as well. A lot of players were dying for Lego. Krizzle, Helberg, and Dr. Phil. That's deaths that you don't want, you know. Okay, it was a 5-0 roll, so sort of expect quite a lot more deaths than maybe they would in an even matchup, but it's just, you know, it doesn't seem to be working. Maybe they're just not playing around their medic a little bit more. As you say, Lulu is a merc, so she's not.
And she's a girl. Ugh.
I wasn't going to say that, but of course, as a video game player, yes, of course, all girls are disgusting.
Hashtag Gamergate.
Okay,
sorry,
wow,
sorry.
Wasn't going to go that far.
There are plenty of good girl medics. You just need to look at the TF2playerrankings.com they're all up there in the top bracket. Pains my heart. I need to play more. I do have the new server info. I'm trying to set it up, but Ryushi